I've been working with Harrison, Nigel and Chica on doing these musical connection events online, using music to help us feel a little bit better and connect with other people.
And doesn't it show what music and the strength of spirit can do for us, for all of us, for our well-being?
It's been so revitalising and energetic to see a lot of you connect with us and see you all moving with us and enjoying the music.
We've got some fantastic musicians and singers giving up their time for you.
And music can be helpful. People can get stuck, both in their emotions and in their bodies. We are looking to give beautiful, enlivening emotional journeys.
I love the idea of listening to music with your whole body. Even our relationships are our bodies in relationship to other people.
This isn't wishy-washy new age stuff. It's got really good science behind it, and it works. And it has no side effects. I really enjoy these evenings and look forward to many more.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Wellbeing Live Connection Through Music. It's fantastic to see so many of you joining us tonight, what shapes to be a fantastic show. As we move towards winter and the dark and long cold nights, we thought that we'd bring something different. And whilst it's World Ballet Day, we think it's very appropriate to have an obsession themed around music and movement. I'm really excited for this, and I really thank Dancing and David Roland for contributing to tonight's show. Before we begin, I'm going to put this poll on your screens, and this is going to help us understand how you feel now. Whilst the poll is on, feel free to comment on how you feel using the chat. If you're joining us using a mobile phone, if you swipe across on your screen, you'll be able to see multiple faces on your screen. This will be important for later on when we have Karen and Lindsay who are going to do performances for us. If you're joining through Facebook, please feel free to comment below on how you're feeling now, how energetic you might feel, how safe you might feel. And then once that's done, we'll get going with the show. Great, thank you very much. First, I'd like to introduce Dr. Chica Robertson.
It's just wonderful to see everybody for this fantastic celebration for dance and music through being World Ballet Day. And I know we've got great treats in store. Angela Kennedy is going to introduce our first guest artist.
Hi everybody, welcome again. Yes, another treat for us tonight with music and movement again, one of my newfound passions. Now, the first performance we've got tonight unfortunately isn't live because the person is in Australia, and he is presenting, allowing us to present a short video that he made that's been presented at some film festivals recently to great acclaim. I know him through the Compassionate Mind Foundation list. So that is an organisation set up by Paul Gilbert for people interested in bringing together many of the evidence-based and passion for compassion in our lives in all of its areas. And David is a psychologist who's an active member of that compassion community. He's also an author, and a few years ago now, he had a stroke, and not only has suffered the physical impact of that, but also the traumatic impact of that and the impact that it had on his life. And he's going to take us through a video that he's made about the role of dancing in recovery, both from the physical effects and the psychological effects. And I think for me, when I watched it, it really brought together so many different aspects of our well-being together, how important it is to see it as something multifaceted. And movement and music really has a big part to play in that. And as a psychologist, you know, where we're trained to sit and talk to people, how important it is not just to rely on that for our well-being. This is much more about connection to our bodies, and through that we heal our minds And through the connection with the dance community, we connect through other people and find a valued place again. So I really hope you enjoy this film as much as I did. And over to David.
Hello, I'm David Roland, and thank you for inviting me on Connection Through Music. Some years ago, after I'd experienced post-traumatic stress disorder and a stroke that came out of the blue, I was looking for ways to heal. And we know that trauma is stored in the body and the brain is activated through music, and that music is vibration. So when I began moving to music, and initially that was with 5 rhythms classes, I started to experience an unwinding of the trauma and the grief and despair that I'd experienced. But what I hadn't expected was finding joy through dance. One of the big outcomes of the suffering that I experienced, both the physical suffering, the mental suffering, the emotional suffering, is I decided to start writing about my experiences, because I realized that not everybody recovers from trauma and a brain injury like I had, maybe as well as I had managed to do. I realized that I had changed as a person. I wondered why that was, and I realized it was something to do with the suffering I'd been through. I took a break from psychology because I was starting to notice that I wasn't looking forward to my workday like I always had, and I was actually starting to feel quite low and even sad. So I went and saw a more senior clinical psychologist in my area, told him what was happening, and I'd had this idea that maybe all the trauma stories I'd heard over 20 plus years had affected me. And he was pretty clear. He said, "You've got post-traumatic stress disorder and the depression that goes with it." After that, I knew I had to take a break from psychology. Unfortunately, we'd had to rely on my savings, the family and I, while I was off work. And at about the same time, the global financial crisis hit in 2008. And those two things coming together and caused a huge amount of financial stress, the worst stress I've ever experienced in my life. And the next morning, I woke, and I don't even remember what happened that morning, but apparently I was wandering around the house, dressed as if to go to work, and I hadn't worked for 2 years, and asking my wife, "What am I supposed to be doing today?" She rushed me to hospital, extremely worried, and they weren't sure what was wrong with me either. I seemed to have this amnesia. It wasn't until 3 weeks later that a brain MRI revealed that I'd actually had a left-sided stroke. Because I understood that neuroplasticity was a thing that worked, and it was a matter of focusing your attention in certain ways, and it would change the way the brain worked, I looked at other ways of improving my brain function. I discovered that dancing was one of the best physical activities you could do to improve brain health. So dancing incorporates motor activity, incorporates planning, it incorporates being in touch with your emotions. When you're partner dancing, you also have to synchronize with the other person, and being in tune with another person is actually very healing and very uplifting. So dancing became one of my go-to physical activities for getting well. When I dance, it's joy that I mostly experience. It's joy that just keeps me coming back and being with others. As a reward for finishing my new book, The Power of Suffering, I was able to go on a dance tour to Cuba with my regular dance teacher. What impressed me most about Cuba was the music, the love of music. It's just everywhere. And often, wherever you hear music, somebody dances. As a highlight of my trip, I'd planned to do a dance sequence where I would dance with our dance teacher in Santiago, and we would go to a really beautiful place, and it would be sort of romantic, and we would just dance this dance routine that we had done. And that really was the highlight of Cuba for me, to do a duo with my main dance teacher. I've reflected on what it is about myself that maybe meant that I pushed the envelope more. I didn't always accept the advice I was given. I think one of the things I have is I'm a very curious person. I always like to understand why things work. And the other thing I think I do is I'm conscientious. So if I learn something, I keep at it, I persist. And pretty much I think we all know that you don't succeed in life unless you persist. There's always going to be setbacks, there's always going to be failures, there's always going to be roadblocks that you have to get around. And I suppose I thought that the stroke and my brain injury and the trauma were like some huge roadblock. And eventually I saw that as an opportunity to learn new things about myself, to extend myself in ways that I never could have imagined that I would have, and develop and become a new person.
That was so beautifully put, wasn't it, by David Roland? What a lovely film that was. Music is vibration, as he said, and there's no better person to lead us into a music and dance session than Natalie. Natalie Garry is the founder director of Dancing, this most wonderful organization that I'm very, very pleased to be introduced to. Natalie trained as a professional dancer at the English National Ballet School and has performed with the Scottish Ballet and the Scottish Dance Theatre. She is qualified as a trainer in many exercise programs, including fitness, nutrition, weight management, exercise counseling, and stress management. All really important areas, of course, during this pandemic. Natalie has created dancing for everyone, as we'll see tonight. She's passionate about improving people's overall well-being through dance and singing. Her exuberance and love of dance have brought joy to many people from around the world through her inspiring teaching, and we'll see this. She caters for all ages and abilities. She's just a wonderful person, and her team is lovely. Natalie, it's a great pleasure to welcome you onto our Connection Through Music event tonight. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Chica. Oh, what a lovely introduction. We're really delighted to be here for you this evening. We're going to do something just a little bit different in the fact I want to get you moving. Okay, so maybe you didn't realize that you've signed up for this. You can either do it sitting in the chair, okay, but if you would like to give me 10 minutes just to stand up, I'm going to try and take you through a little bit of a dance journey. I'm just going to warm you up. I'm just going to ease out the stress of the day. We're going to have a little bit of fun with another song. And then on the third song that I'm going to do, I'm just going to take you on a beautiful well-being kind of journey, if you like. Dancing's been created for everybody. As Chica said, I'm absolutely passionate about looking after people's health and well-being. And my way of doing that is to get people to sing. I'm not a great singer. I'm just enthusiastic. We've got amazing Lindsay coming up next. But I love to do her sessions. But what I do is I try and get people to move and to try and give you the encouragement to do it, dance like nobody's watching, because they're not. And really just enjoy it. And you know, when you see a little kid and the music comes on and they just bop around to the music, you know, their expression, and they just let it go, and it brings so much joy and well-being. And I loved seeing that last video and the good that dance does for so many people. And that's what we're trying to do with dancing. We used to be studio based across Scotland, and our aim was to move into England this year, but obviously with COVID, there was a big halt to that. So now we teach all our classes online, on demand, and lots of live sessions, and we're connecting many more people together. And evenings like this are incredibly special to us, that we can share with you everything that we do. One last thing, we've got a wonderful musician who arranges our music for us, MacIver, that we dance to. She'll be on a little bit later on. So these next 3 pieces have all been arranged by Karen and played. So we're very grateful for that. What I'm going to do, everybody, is I'm going to just turn my mic off while I switch the music on, and so I don't make it give you feedback. If you can, stand up for me. If you don't want to, that's fine, but let's give it a go. Why not? You've got nothing to lose. Welcome to dancing. I'm Natalie Garry. I'm going to take you through a lovely 12-minute workout. What I want you to do is plant your feet flat on the floor. Make your knees slightly soft. Can you draw your tummy muscles in for me? And then extend your spine all the way up like an imaginary thread running all the way up and through. Open your arm out. What I'd like you to do is take a nice deep breath in, lift your shoulders up, and circle back and round as you exhale. And again, try and breathe in and out through your nose. Good. Can you do a knee bend for me as you circle the arms round? Take the elbows round, draw a circle. And again, 2 arms. Good. And again, you're going to reach all the way up. Stay there. Imagine you've got a beautiful necklace on. Keep this all really tight and firm, like you've got a corset pulling you. Show your beautiful necklace up to the ceiling and then come back. So we get that upper body moving. And again. Good. All right. Can you reach through the fingertips? Stretching up, stretch. I want you to reach for your goals. Maybe this was your goal for today, to do this workout. Stretch out. Maybe you've got more. Reach up. Good. All right, what I'd like you to do is go toe and heel. And again, press. So you're working your thighs, really using your feet. Press down. A bit quicker. Go press and press. It's like you're trudging through mud, yeah? And down. Okay, you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to reach up. Stretching. Good. So your legs are firmly grounded in the floor, into the earth, but you're reaching up, stretching up, reaching out. Yes. And again, stretch up. Good. Okay, can you do the same thing to the side? Reach out, make it bigger, go further, go on, stretch more, bend the knees more, and again, stretching out. Reach your fingers. Good, and again. You're going to bring the feet back together. Give me the shoulder rolls. Back and down. Good. Feel any stress of the day or that you're carrying coming off your shoulders. Let it go. Good. You're going to reach all the way up. And you're going to inhale, high release, and lift up nice and tall. Good. Can you bend to the side? So you're getting that spine bending, lifting up and to the other side. Good. Come back up. Bend the knees. I want you to take the hips forward, side, back. The arms are optional, yeah? Forward, side. So we're easing out that lower back. Stay there. We're going to go the other way. Forward, side, back, side. And again. Out the lower back. Can you kind of like stir the porridge, bend your knees? Any arms, funk it up. Ooh. Can you take it round the other way? Take it round. Round. Keep the knees bent. Ease out your lower back. Good. Let's reach for our goals. Treading and reaching. Reaching. Come on, more. We can go higher. And again. Can you reach it side for me? Go down and out, reaching. Go more. Yes. Okay, this time, what we need to do, legs wide, tuck the pelvis underneath. Give me a big curve of your spine all the way forward. And then just stretch up, open the chest, reach the fingers. Breathe out, scoop like a big ice cream scoop, scooping. And open, feel free. press and open. Yes, good. Can you give me a little sway? Small and small. Point the feet. So when you go side to side, reach out, point the feet. Can you make it bigger? Give me a rainbow. Waving. And again. Okay, this time, can you do the same thing, but can you pick the foot up at the back? Now, I want you to imagine you're kind of speed skating around Central Park. It's very beautiful. There's lots of fairy lights. Kind of magical. Change over, other arms. Get down. Change arms. Change arms. Can you just give me a little knee and knee? So you drop down. As the knee comes up, you bend the other leg. We're getting that hip going. Touch the knee. Touch. Touch. And again. Good. Arms over. Bigger. Good. You should feel a little bit warmed up. Everything's loosened off. Heart rate's up a little bit. That's perfect. This next one's a little bit funky. Can you get low? Okay, get low. You're going to do 3 walks, 1 tap. 1, 2, 3, tap. And again, down. Bend your knees. Now I want you to be a little bit funky. And again, good down, good down. Now, I always look a bit like a ballet dancer, but I'm sure you've got some funking going on. And again, go down. Do it again, do it again. Go, go. Woo. And again, here we go. Any arms. Okay, I'm going to teach this next step. Stamp, heel. Stamp one leg, heel the other. Full foot, heel. Stamp. Now give me a hip. Hip with it. Yes. Hip. You can try the other side. So you're going to go stamp, heel, hip, and again. Good. So it's a nice little rock. This time, can you give me some little Spanish arms? And again, get those wrists going. Other side. Stamp, heel, wrists. And again. Now we're going to go quicker. Stamp, heel. Stamp, heel. Come on, style it out. Change sides. And again. Can you change again for me? Stamp, heel. And change. Let's do the whole thing. From the top. 3 walks forward. Come on, let's do it. And again. Woo. And again, it feels good. This is a happy dance. You got to smile a little bit. Give me the stamp heel. Here we go. Enjoy, lean back, look over the arms. Give me more hips, more. And change. Good, and again. Here we go, walk, walk, 3. Go back, and again, forward. Do it again, go, go. And again. Give me the stamp heel. If you like, you can turn, you can turn, you can turn. Change sides. Good, whole thing. Here we go, 3, 3. Go again. Yes. Do it again, enjoy. One more. Give me the stamp heels. The turning is optional. And again. And change. Look over your arms. Up and down. And again, stretch up. Big, bend down, nice and wide. Breathe in like you're flying. Bend down. And again, reach up. Down. Bring it in. Up. Draw the tummy in. Pull up taller. More than you did at the beginning. Even more. Beautiful. Take the arms down. Your heart rate should be up. Move your feet just a little bit. Just that helps pump the blood back to your heart, okay? It's really good. Now, little first position. This is a little balletic moment. Draw the tummy muscles in. Again, you've got that beautiful thread reaching up through your spine. You're going to take one arm up. Breathe in. Now, you're going to lift more and bend the body to the side. Other arm, lift it up. Can you lift it and bend to the side? So you step forward with that, reach up and bend. Use your breath, hugely important. Yes, and again, step forward and bend, more bend. And again, step, I'm going to step back just so you don't run out of space. Big plie side, knees over the toes, rainbow arms. Use your breath. Reach up. Do it again, slowly. Let your body feel gentle and lovely. Let's do the whole thing. Step forward. And bend. Do it again for me. More, come on, really dance. This is your moment. Dance like no one's watching. I suspect they aren't. And again, plie down. Good. Okay, one more step. Step forward with the knee, back, back. Step forward with the knee, back, back. If you like, you can step on your toe and back. It's hard when it's slow. Forward. It goes quicker than that. So you go step, back, back, forward, back, back. Whole body, it's like a wave. It goes forward, it pulls back, forward, pull back. Lift the arm. Yeah. I want you to feel some magic coming out of your fingertips. It's like you're flying over an ocean. You're kind of like on the sea. And again, look up to the arm if you can. 2 more. Let's do the whole thing from the top. You're going to step forward. Breathing more. More. Plie side, wide, and stretch. Breathe in all that positivity. You can cope. You are evolving. Forward, back, back. You're in control. You're looking after your body. You're looking after your health. And again. Good. Step forward from the beginning. Breathe in. Breathe in the positivity. Bend, draw a rainbow, plie side, bend, and up. This is like a big kind of hug to yourself. Step forward, see, tell a story, your story, but you can cope. You're above floating, and up, and again. Beautiful. I want you to give me a sway, 2, up over, 4 steps that way, 2 sways, small, 4 steps that way. If you can, jump for me when you do the 4 steps. It's good for bone density. Use your breath, reach up. Take the arm up, bend side, and again, step up. Plie, more. Stretch up, and again. Yes, step forward, across the sea. Go on, it's happy. And again. Give me the sways to the side. Light, lift up. Take your head with you, over and lift. Well done. I hope you enjoyed that lovely little workout. Breathe. Thank you so much for dancing with me. Over to Lindsay.
Thank you so much, Natalie. I'm just going to check that I'm in the right place here. So before I do my little session with you, Hi there, this is my husband Alan. I'm Lindsay, the musical director of Dancing, and thank you so much to Natalie for that session and also for inviting us on tonight. Before I do my little session, we're going to give you the jam in the Dancing sandwich, which is a little video that we've had made recently, which is going to show you a little bit about what we're all about. And so yeah, we've been, as Natalie says, we've been teaching online during lockdown, which has been challenging, but actually has been a great learning curve and a great experience to connect with people all over the world. And when we were allowed to finally get back together, we actually had a drive-through sing-along a couple of months ago, which was fantastic. So I'm going to hand over to Paris, who's going to play that video, and then you can come back to me and I will take you through a short singing session. Thank you, Paris.
Sorry, Lindsay. You might have to start that again.
Hi everyone, sorry, that's okay. Hi, I'm Lindsay. As I said, I'm the musical director of Dancing. This is my husband Alan, who's here to help me out tonight. So what we thought we would do is just give you a little tiny flavour of dancing and what we do. Normally in our studio setting, we're rehearsing choir pieces. We're quite a relaxed choir. We don't read music or anything, but we do learn harmonies and full pieces. So we've been doing that during lockdown, but obviously that has its challenges over the internet. So what we also did was try to involve families and sort of multi-generational learning through doing some round sessions through our proper lockdown from sort of March through to May. So what I thought I would do tonight is introduce you to one of those rounds. And this is one that I've come up with sort of by accident, in that the lyrics are quite cathartic to sing with everything we're going through at the moment. So there's 3 songs that we're going to do, and they all have their own message, I guess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you each of them, and then what we're going to do is sort of mash them all together into a sort of round. And you know, if you haven't sung ever before, then hopefully you'll find this quite accessible. If you have sung before, then I'll give you some options to make it more challenging for you. And Alan's going to play along with the guitar and sing as well, and we've got a track as well which has the vocals on it to help you along. So before we start, I'm just going to ask Paris to put up the lyrics for me, if that's okay. So I'll be quite small in the corner. That's probably not a bad thing. And you can hopefully see these lyrics that are coming up. So the first one we're going to learn is called Fight Song, and this is a song by Rachel Platten, which is fantastic. And I guess this is one that we can sing to sort of affirm the fact that we're okay, or even if we're not, maybe we can sing about it and feel like we are okay. So this first one, it starts like this. This is my fight song, take back my life song. I'm going to sing that again for you. This is my fight song, take back my life song. So I'm just going to ask you to sing along. I'm just going to turn myself down here. I'm distorting here. I hope I'm okay at your end. This is my fight song, take back my life song. Lovely. Alan, do you want to sing with me? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. This is my fight song, take back my life song. Lovely. Then the next bit we're going to do is, it goes, prove I'm alright song. So we've got 2 notes on that song. Prove I'm alright song. So try that for me. 1, 2, 3. Prove we'll just loop those 3 lines round until we get them. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. This is my flight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. And again. This is my flight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. One more time. This is my flight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. Lovely. Okay, really, really good. The next bit goes, my power's turned on. So that's kind of the same as the first bit. My power's turned on. But then we have to move fast. Starting right now, I'll be strong. So I slowed that down a little bit for you, but it goes, starting right now, I'll be strong. Okay, so we need to be sort of ready for that. So it goes, my power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. And this last line is the same as before. I'll play my fight song. So hopefully that gives you the shape of the whole thing. So I'm just going to play that through a couple of times for you. Sing along. Hopefully you know the song. You might have heard it on the radio. If you haven't, hopefully it's getting into your bones a little bit now. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. A bit faster. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. Lovely. Okay. I'm just going to turn my mic down a little bit. I'm a bit worried that I'm distorting. There we go. Hopefully that's better. Okay, it's all the technology. So the next one, so once you've sung that, you can then move on to the next song. All right. So this is gonna go, 'cause we are gonna be forever, you and me. Thank you, Alan. So we've been fairly high and we're now gonna move down a little bit. 'Cause we are gonna be forever, you and me. So those of you who might be used to singing alto or bass in a choir, this might be sitting better with you. So let's try this a wee bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 'Cause we are gonna be forever, you and me. Good. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 'Cause we are gonna be forever, you and me. You will. I'm just going to sing you that next bit so you know where we're going. You will always keep me flying high in the sky of love. So that's quite a long phrase. You will always keep me flying high in the sky of love. Some people find this quite low. I love this because I'm definitely more comfortable down there in my sort of lovely chest resonance area. So let's try that a few times so you get the sort of the feel of this one, because it's quite different and obviously in a different register for you. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 'Cause we are gonna be forever, you and me. You will always keep me flying high in the sky of love. Again. 'Cause we are gonna be forever, you and me. You will always keep me flying high Gorgeous. And then after that, we have I want to break free. Oh, how appropriate. We all want to break free of this horrible virus that we're all experiencing at the moment. So that's what I'm hoping. I mean, Nigel's analysis will tell us how this is actually making us feel. I'm so intrigued to actually know that. But yes, this is hopefully taking you through all the emotions and the chance to sing them out, which is very, very therapeutic. So it goes, I want to break free. I want to break free. I've added a little fall down there, which isn't in the original. Alan's a huge Queen fan, so me changing anything that they have sung or written is, you know, at pain of death. But I have, so we're gonna sing that. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I want to break free. I want to break free. Again, I want to break free. I want to break free. One more time for luck. I want to break free. 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 Gorgeous. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to sing through all 3 of those, so you get to join them all together. Okay, and then what we're going to do is I've got a backing track which has all the different parts on it and a little bit of a groove which we're going to put on. And what I'm going to explain to you before I put that on, how we're going to divide this up, so that, I don't know, maybe you're watching with some other people in your household, you can get them involved. If not, you can feel like you're singing around with myself and Alan, because I know for our choir members that join us, it's a real challenge singing by yourself. So this was my thought with these rounds, was really to give everybody a chance to feel like they were singing with other real human beings, even though we're all apart at the moment, and using all this wonderful technology to connect. So this is my fight song is the beginning. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now. I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. 'Cause we are gonna be forever. And me, you will always be flying high in the sky of love. I want to break free. 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 Gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to stick this track on now, and what's going to happen is I'm going to start singing at the beginning, and I'm going to sing Fight Song, and then I'm going to carry on and sing High, and then I'm going to carry on and sing I Want to Break Free, and I'm going to keep going around that loop. Alan's going to wait for me to finish Fight Song, and then he's going to start at the top with Fight Song. So we're going to be singing to you know, in a round with each other. So you can either choose to join me, which will be part 1, or you can choose to join Alan if you feel like you want a little bit of a challenge, and you can sing part 2. That basically means you're the second lot of people to come in. Or if you're feeling really, really brave, you can try and actually sing around with the 2 of us. So that will mean that you come in after Alan has sung Fight Song. You will then start Fight Song. So you will be behind us. The track goes on for about 4 minutes, which allows you all to go round the songs a couple of times. But I might fade it out if we feel like we're there, because I'm aware that, you know, it's already 10 to 8. Where does the time go? Brevity is not my strong point. So here we go. This is the track that I have for you. I'll give you a little bit of a groove. You can dance along, feel the music in your body. That's, after all, that's what this is about. Here we go. Here we go. So part 1, you can sing with me if you want to. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now. I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. Part 2, start with Alan. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had a lovely sing along there, and I'm going to hand back for the next bit of this session. Thank you so much. Lots of love from dancing. I think we're now going over to Karen. Karen is joining us, and she is going to say a few words about her work with dancing, and she's then going to play us a wonderful performance of Life on Mars on the piano. So I'm handing over to Karen MacIver. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you, Lindsay and Natalie and everybody that's hosting tonight. I hope that you can see, this is the piano shed that I work in, so it's got loads of keyboards and drums and things. So I'm going to play tonight a little bit in a while, but I just want to talk about the dancing ethos uses music as the source for all health benefits, really. That's what it's all about. And these core benefits are centered in music for movement and music centered for the voice. And these two core elements are so important for our health. Now, ever since March, when we had to change our lives so radically, my position with dancing changed slightly, that I kind of went into the back store, being the piano shed here, and I started to produce music that Natalie could use online with the dance structure. And this structure had rises and falls in it that she needed, that we've already experienced tonight, where we have to start off with warm up and then get that heart rate up and then have a cool down for safety at the end. So the rise and fall of the trajectory of the actual class was matched by the rise and fall within the music also. So my task was to create these sessions that worked musically. And I guess how I would describe it is, no matter what city that you live in, my city of Glasgow, I remember in the summer there's always the artists that come out and they draw on the pavements, and so you always have a massive Mona Lisa or one of these great works of art that's been done in chalk on the pavement. And essentially what's happening is the artist is looking at a famous work and trying to reproduce it as well as positively as they can. So my task was to listen to tracks of famous music, some of it classical and most of it music that we would like to hear in our lives. And so I was given various tracks, and what I had to do was the same as these artists, is to listen deeply into what's happening in these songs and then replicate it on the computer. But of course, there is nothing like live music, and the one thing I know we're all missing is that feeling of of live music, live dance. So I know this is being beamed down our telephones and things, but just before I finish, I thought I would play one of the tracks that we use is Bowie's Life on Mars. And I've taken that idea and transcribed it onto the piano and then recorded it. So I hope you enjoy this. I'm just going to move to my piano. So there you go. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. So that just gives a taste of some of the music we might use and some of the ideas and the relevance that we use behind for dancing. Thanks everyone for listening.
Thanks, that was beautiful, Karen. Absolutely beautiful. I realized that you and I cross paths in many places. Yeah, I'm putting it together now. And right, Rumber, like Mark Morris Dance Company, Nuremberg, yeah, amazing set of coincidences. Anyway, wonderful work. Thank you very much. Now we're going to go for a big experiment now. Look, we're real big risk takers here. So the experiment now is I'm not going to go straight into the analysis. I'm going to ask you to fill in the questionnaire for the second part of it now. And if you don't, then we can hum a few tunes in the minute or two it takes. But so I'm going to ask you if you'd be kind enough, Paris is going to put it up on the screen now, fill in the questionnaire. And I promise very, very soon we'll move on with the analysis. Thank you. Thank you very much. So let's move on to the analysis. If you could put that up, please, Paris. Now, what we do here is the circles of color are the emotions in music. And with X System, it's a technology we've developed. And that sounds scary. Come on, technology and music and feelings don't seem to go together. But the reason we developed it is to help with things like medical uses of music, to be able to predict what neurophysiological effect music will have. And we can do it fairly accurately. So we're looking in the circle, bottom to top is low arousal to high arousal, like your autonomic nervous system is calm at the bottom and lots of tone in it at the top. And then from left to right, left is sadness and right is happiness. We measure that through things like not just the hormonal changes in your body, but things like how flexible your heartbeat is and so on. These things are very important for human beings. And what's really important here is that dance and music go together. They always have done. And so whatever effect you see predicted from music here is multiplied in dance many times over. When you put dance and music together, you amplify the effect of music on the body and dance on the body. They are mutually enhancing activities. So we see with the Santana warm-up, we start at a reasonably high level of arousal, all positive emotions here, by the way, everything is positive, nothing goes to the negative side. That's at a fairly high level, but goes even a little bit higher for Senegal. And maybe that's to do, even though we've got that kind of Santana, very skillfully done like chords and kind of atmosphere of ballad rock and roll, Senegal is very internally active rhythmically. It's got lots of layers of rhythm. And that's probably why the system is saying it's a little bit higher energy. And in fact, slightly less positive than, though still positive than the Santana warm-up, probably there again because of the different emotions of the scales and rhythms used. Then the mystery of love comes right the way down in its level of arousal, and yet at the same time our positive feelings come up. And that makes sense, doesn't it? Mystery of love, the title tells you everything, something a little bit, mysterious and calm, and yet at the same time it's love, so you'd expect it to be positive. Then the three that I grouped together, I've called it fight together, but the three so it's rounds actually go to the highest point of excitation of the evening, and probably the most positive emotion point. And by the way, this is not a moral judgment on music. Music needs to take us to different places. And so after that, with Life on Mars, in Carol's arrangement, she takes us to a different place. It's still a positive place, but it's a much lower energy and more reflective. That and the sort of piano chords and the movement, the arpeggios, there's something more reflective about it. So that's the shape of these, rather like a wave breaking. And of course, as Karen said, within individual songs, there is also a shape. And of course, there isn't room on the screen to show all of that. But if anybody's interested, I'd love to do it. I'd be delighted to show how each of those songs, how the machine decides each of those songs sculpts our feelings. Thank you very, very much. What a great evening. And for musicians and dancers, what a great evening. And every musician is a dancer, and every dancer is a musician. Over to Angela.
Yes, I think one of the things that fell out of this for me is how hard it was for me to think about what I might say tonight when I was so absorbed in movement and singing. And I think that probably is the message. You know, we need to find things in life that absorb our attention. And as David said, you know, being conscientious about practicing something and really putting our effort into allowing ourselves to be absorbed by something over and over again is very important for our state of mind. Too much introspection, too much thinking can sometimes get in the way of really being present in the moment. So for me, that's the message, you know, tonight, whatever it is that you do, whether it's through movement, singing, it doesn't really matter, but find something that captures your attention, takes your mind off some of the worries and introspections that you might have, even if it's just for a little while. And if you want to be good at something, there's not really any corners you can cut. It's just practice and practice and practice. And that's it for me tonight. As you probably guessed, this show always absorbs my puppy and she always wants to take part. So can I just acknowledge her? You will get some attention in a minute, but she's the most musical dog. She really wakes up every single Thursday and wants attention and wants to be part of this show. I've never known another dog who's responded to music in the way that she does. So she's obviously telling me something. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye from me.